Well, happy New Year, everyone. I hope you're all doing well and you're ready to do some maths. If you're wondering, why are you wearing that hat, Mr. Godber? Don't worry, I've not joined the Peaky Blinders or anything. I just thought I'd try and save us all the unnecessary glare of the light off my shiny head. Anyway, we're going to. I know you were probably all looking forward to doing some more stuff with right angled triangles, weren't you? But actually we've missed out a topic a little while ago, which we're going to go back and go over that, because I think that'll be a particularly good topic for doing online. When we're doing this, I will frequently tell you to pause and have a go at something. If you do that, you will get a lot more out of this. Otherwise, you'll just be watching me demonstrating stuff for you. All right, see how it goes. Feel free to email me if you're having any difficulties with anything at all, and I'll see what I can do to help you. Okay. Right, so we're looking at averages, and just to get you keyed into it, just putting 6 numbers down there. Actually, yeah. Still going with my counting, folks. 4, 6, 2, 3, 6, and 2. And what I would like you to do first of all is see if you can name what the 3 averages are and what the other word might be that might be relevant. Okay, so the 3 averages are called the mode. Which one is the mode? The mode is the one that's the most frequent, the most common, the most frequent number. Now I recommend you write this bit here down as a bit of notes. So the most frequent number in this set here, in this example, is actually 2 and 6. It's possible to have more than one mode because it's all about what is popular, is what's important. So if you were selling shoes, you might sell lots of shoes that are about size 7, because lots of women have feet size 7, and lots of shoes around sort of between 9 and 10 for men, but other numbers in between might not sell as many. So that's where the mode is useful. Next one, the median. So that is the middle value of ordered data, so, or an ordered set of numbers. So the first thing we would have to do to get the median value here is put them in order. So we've got 2 2s, a 3, a 4, and 2 6s. Now the middle value is actually going to come down there. So in that case, you may well remember, but what you've got to do then is go halfway between those two. Now one way you can do that is just to add the 2 values together and halve what you get. So 3 plus 4 is 7, divided by 2 is 3.5, or 3.5. Either one is fine. How about the mean, which is the third one? This is the one that if you're just told this is the average, this is what people normally mean. And if you get it in an exam and it just says the average, it will mean the mean. So to do that, it's the sum of all the numbers divided by the total frequency. Actually, I don't need the word total in there, just the frequency. And the frequency means how many numbers there are. So for this, we would do 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6. And all of that's going to be divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is that? 2, 4, 7, 11, 17, 23 divided by 6. Oh, what's 23 divided by 6? It's almost 4, isn't it? It's 3 and 5/6. You can do it as a decimal if you like, but it's going to be recurring. It's going to be a bit tricky. Fractions are your friends, folks. Even if you don't like them, they like you if you use them. Right, range is the other thing we need to know. Now the range is how much your data varies. And it's very important, because if you've got a small range, it means it's very predictable data that you're dealing with, very predictable numbers. If you've got a big range, it means it's not very predictable. So in this case, so it's always worked out by subtracting the smallest value from the biggest value. So in this case, it would be 6 take 2, which is 4. And 4 is the answer here. Sometimes people lose a mark in an exam by they're asked what the range is and they just write 2 to 6 or something. Although that's more information and in some ways better, it's not what they're asking for. They want to know how much it's varying, not what it's varying between. So it would just be 4. Okay, so that's our little introduction. Next up, I've put on a sheet on class charts. You can download it if you like. If you've got a print and you want to print off the questions, by all means do that. Or if you just rather copy down the questions that I do as I go through them, that'll be great. There are 2 sheets on the one thing, or 2 pages. We're going to do the first page today and the second page in our next lesson. Okay? Okay, so here's question 1. There's going to be 7 questions altogether. So if you want to write it out, feel free to. If you've got it printed off, it'll look a little bit smaller because it's a slightly different format. That means you won't have to use as much paper to print it out. So working out the range. So that was our biggest take smallest. So 7 take 2 is 5. The mode. So the mode is the most common number. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 2 6s, but that's not quite as many. There are 2 7s. So it is 4 because there's more 4s than any other number. And the mean, last of all, we're going to have to add them all up. So 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 4 is 9, 13, 17, 22, 28, 34, 41, 48 divided by 10. So that's 48 divided by 10, which is 4.8. Okay, so that's question 1. Question 2 is coming straight up. Here you go. So once again, pause the video, have a go, do what you can. And the range, hopefully we're getting into this now. The biggest take the smallest, 11 take 4 is 7. The median, are they in order already? Yes, they are in order already. So that's the middle value, isn't it? So that's 9. And the mean, so we are adding them up. And then we're going to divide by how many we've got. Now notice that there's 2 marks for this. So just by writing this down, saying what I'm going to do, that gets me 1 mark. And if it's in a calculator paper, you can then just whack that into your calculator exactly like that and it'll do it all for you. So we've got 10, 20, 31, 40 divided by 5, and 40 divided by 5 is 6. That's the first 2 questions. Rattling on to question 3 then. We've got some slightly bigger numbers. The heights in centimetres of 8 people. Pause the video, give it a go. So this time it's all been scrambled up a little bit. My biggest value is my 190, and the smallest, is it 155? No, it's not. It's 151 is just there. So it's those 2. 190, take 151. Remember, you don't leave that as your answer, you've actually got to take it away. So that is 39, because remember, you'd have to borrow 1 there, wouldn't you? 5 from 8 is 3, yep, 39 centimetres. Find the mode. So it's a good idea to maybe write them out again, just to make sure that we've got them. I'm going to be calculating the mean in a moment, so I'm going to write it all out with adding to help me out with that, because I'm going to save a bit of time. We've got the 155, we've got the 164, we've got 167, we've got 171. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 171 and a 188. So, oh, and a 190. But all of that makes it pretty clear we've only got one number that's repeated, so 171 is the mode. Now we're going to need to add all of these up and divide by how many we've got for the mean. Now how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if you had this, it probably would be in the calculator exam, so it's absolutely fine for you to be practicing using a calculator. Now I don't know how if you've got yourselves scientific calculators sorted out yet, but it's well worth doing. You don't have to get one quite as fancy as this one. The next lesson I will make sure I get one of the ones that we use in class with us as well. But I have hit a button down here which looks like that, the fraction button. Once you've done that, you can just put in all the numbers that you want to add together on the top. So I've got two 171s here, I've got the 188 and the 190, and all you do is you make sure that in the exam you write down what you're putting into the calculator as you're working, and that will be all the working they need. Now that's given me a fraction, so I can turn that into a decimal with the button that's called S to D. So if I press that, I get 169.625. Okay, here's question 4. So as before, pause it and have a go before marking your own work as you watch me go through it. So the range here, we've got our biggest value is clearly 150. Our smallest value looks like 105 to me. That's 45, that difference, so it is 45. The median weight, we need to have them in order first of all, so I'm going to write them out again. 105, I'm going to cross them out as I go to double make sure that I don't miss any numbers, I don't write anything twice by mistake. If you get, it's easy enough with a small list of numbers like this, but if you get a bigger one, then it's very easy to make mistakes. And the thing is, these are some of the easier questions you're going to get in an exam, and you want to really be careful and make sure you definitely get them right. Now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so when there's an even number we need to go halfway through the middle 2. So if I do 129 plus 133 and divide it by 2, I can do that in a calculator, or you could just think it's 4 from there to there, so the difference halfway will be 2 up there. It gives you 131 grams. Question 5. There you go, we've got some cards. It's a bit more fun, isn't it? Pause it, have a go. So our biggest value is 19, our smallest value is 7, 19 take 7 is 12, so that's the range. Working out the mean of the numbers on the cards, all we have to do is add them all together and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's going to give you 75 that needs to be divided by 6, and if you do 75 divided by 6, it's exactly 12.5 or 12.5. Question 6. List of 10 numbers, very similar. Work out the range, find the mode. So your biggest number is 14, your smallest is 1, 14 take 1 is 13. Looking for the mode, I've got 2 4s, but I've got 3 11s, so the mode is 11. Right, one more question for today. And come up out of there a little bit so you can see it all. So this time we've got 7 cards, and pause the video and have a go. Right, so your largest number was 18. Our smallest number is definitely 5, so that gives us 13. The median of the numbers on the card, so we've got to put those in order. So 5, 9, 10, 11, 2 12s, and 18, and then we've definitely got all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's an odd number this time, so the middle one will be the fourth one, because it's 3 smaller and 3 above, so the median is 11. And the mean, we're getting the idea of this by now. I think we add them all together, and because there's 7 numbers, we will be dividing by 7, and you might have that just giving you your answer in your calculator, or you can write that as 77 over 7 if you really wanted to. You could say that means 77 divided by 7, but the important thing is that your final answer is again 11, and sometimes all the averages work out to be the same number, sometimes they can be very different. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that almost as much as I did, folks, and see you again next lesson, which is Thursday, I believe. So yes, take care, goodbye.